You have to, there is an interview process with my team. You have to specify to them what is the goal that you want to achieve, and only then you're going to be let in. Why is that important? Because if you don't know what you want, you will never get it. How many of you would agree with me on this? Type I agree. That is the reason I make it as one of the criterias, and there is an interview process for the very same reason, so that I take in people who have goals. Yes. Anyways, coming back to the point, the first question we answered. Now let's go to the second question. Let's go to the second question. I want you to answer this as well, and pay attention to this. Write specifically what will change when you focus 10x. So far you gave me vague answers. Now I want you to go very specific. When I increase my focus, this is what is going to change in my life. If somebody doesn't know what their specific goal is, one of their first primary objective of focus should be, I want to focus so that I get clear on my goals. That should be your focus. Is that making sense? Write specifically what will change when you get 10x focus. Yes, I can complete my work with laser focus. Okay, I'll crack and I'll get my job that I want. When you say I will become financially free, what is the financial freedom number? That's a vague thing. Yes, what's specific? Again, the keyword here is specificity. What specifically will change? Yes. Transformation into wealthy relationship community services. No, that's not the right answer, because think about it. If I probe you into this, what does wealthy mean? You're going to come up with some vague statement. Wealthy means, Swastik, I have a car, I have a house. And by the way, how many of you are okay if I call you out, and I'm a coach here, right? Is it okay if I call you out on your mistakes and the vague things that you're doing? Don't expect me to sugarcoat things and say, that's a fantastic answer when it's not. How many of you are okay with that? Yes. Perfect. Thank you. So don't give me vague answers, because your brain is trying to pull out vague answers because that's the easy thing to do. The more I ask you specific questions, here's one thing that will also happen, by the way. Participants start dropping out the more I ask specific questions. Why? Because your brain does not want to think. Hello? How many of you would agree with me on this? Type I agree. Your brain doesn't want to think. The minute I ask you what is specific, it's very easy for you to ignore things and stop responding. Is this making sense? Making sense? Perfect. Now it's going towards more specific things. I will become a chartered accountant. That's what I want. I will become healthy and happy. No, I'm sorry to tell you this. You're not going to go towards it until and unless you know what healthy means. You know what happy means. You telling me, Swastik, when I focus, I will get to my 70 kilos weight, which is my dream weight. That is when I know that you are specifying something. Is this making sense? I'll be at peace. No, how do you know what is peace? For all you know, you could be at peace right now. Yeah. Anyways, in fact, start of the bootcamp itself, I wanted to bring this point out because it's very, very, very critical that you understand this. Yes. Now, today, if you answered this, I hope you're going more and more specific. How many of you started going more and more specific? Type I in the chat box. I'm seeing thousands of messages. I'll reduce 5 kgs. I'll make an additional 5 lakh rupees. I see more and more specificity. I love that. I'll make 100 crores as a turnover. Yes, perfect. I'll make an additional 10 lakhs. Beautiful, very beautiful. I'm glad. Are you seeing that there is a difference between you going very, very specific and you going very vague? Yes. Superb. Now, let's talk about, one second. Team, there's something happening with this one where the screen is automatically switching. I don't know what is happening. Okay. Perfect. Let's see if it switches again. Now, pay attention to this. Today, the most traded resource is attention. How many of you would agree with me on this? The most traded resource is not oil. Yes. It's not crops. It's not coal, it's not gold, it is not crypto, it is not Bitcoin. It is attention, yes or no? The only thing everybody is fighting in this world is for your attention. Because think about it, why do I even have to host a 10x Focus Bootcamp? Is primarily because everybody is fighting for your attention. And here's what you need to understand about attention. The thing is, we are what we pay attention to. How many of you would agree with me on this? Yes. We are what we pay attention to, which means, let's say you are you're standing in front of the giant, beautiful Niagara Falls. Yes, I happen to be in front of the Niagara Falls. And one thing that I noticed there was everybody is on their phones. Everybody is on their phones. Now the thing is, there is something absolutely stunning, absolutely magnificent. The kind of water gushing. It's funny that it's not a wonder of the world. It's just absolutely magnificent, right? But people in front of Niagara Falls, they are on their phones. I can tell you that 99.9% of the people are in front of their phones. Not one person was looking at how beautiful the water is. Nobody is sitting and actually absorbing what is happening there. So tell me, if they are in front of Niagara Falls, but on their phones, are they in front of Niagara Falls or are they in their phones? And is that equivalent to them being on their phones in the bedroom as well? What do you think? Are you getting my point here? Yes. Now, one more question. Think about this. Balban Swastik. Think about this. When you're with your kids, your daughter, your son comes in and says, Dad, Mom, come, let's play. You're like, let's play. You sit in front of them and they start to play, but you are on your phone. You answer a call, you're texting. You're like, I'm joining you. I'm coming right there. Are you actually with your kids or are you on your phones? Where are you? So, we are what we pay attention to. It is not where you are in this world, it is where your attention goes. Because you could be sitting in the best car in the world. You could own the BMWs, the Mercedes, you can own the most rich cars in the world, and you can sit inside and you can be paying attention to all the things that are wrong in your life. How many of you think you've been doing that? Be honest to your own self. You don't have to lie to yourself. The worst thing that you can do is to lie to yourself. How many of you perhaps live in the most beautiful house, but your focus is on all the wrong things, the things that are not working out in your house? Yes. How many of you have the best partner in life, but you're focused elsewhere, and as a result, you're not able to see the beauty in your partner? Yes. How many of you perhaps have a really good job where you have the scope of really going up, but you're focused elsewhere, and you're thinking maybe that's better, and as a result, you're not growing here, you're not looking at that as well. How many of you think that could be happening? Yes. Now Girish is asking, is this live? Again, think about this. You are sitting here, you're concerned about if this is live or if this is replay. How does it matter to you if it is live or replay? Would it make a difference to your learning? Hello? Whether it's live or replay, does it make a difference to your learning? This is a very classic example of being in the right place but having the wrong focus. Is this making sense? The point is, we are all doing one thing, but since we don't pay attention to what we are doing, we are not really doing it. And if you notice, the entire day you'll come to an understanding that most of my time is going on my phone. Most of my life is going on this phone. And now here's the thing, the phone is not to be blamed, because I saw a very interesting picture. Right now, there's a picture of everybody in a train and everybody is looking at their phones. Every single person is looking down on their phones. I started to think maybe the phone was the problem. The phone was the reason for humanity to go in this direction. But when I was researching, I came across another picture, another train, where everybody in the train They've opened newspapers and everybody is reading the newspaper. Hello? A very similar picture. I wouldn't say it's the same train, and the same people. I'm just saying, very similar picture. People, everybody looking down and reading the newspaper or holding on to some magazine, and now everybody is looking down, and all your magazine, newspaper, Instagram, everything happens on this phone. What I'm trying to say is, technology is not the source of distraction. Yes. And today, we are going to go into the root of it. Only if you're ready for this. Because if you're expecting a workshop where I give you a few hacks, where I tell you, block your notifications, start time blocking, these are all hacks. Then this is not the workshop for you. In fact, what I would say is, don't waste your time here. Your focus might be better off somewhere else, I guess. But if you're here to really understand the root of why we do what we do, and if you're ready to really uncover things, and perhaps every now and then, if you make a mistake and if I happen to see your message, if you're okay with me calling you out, then stay back in the session. Yes? Make sense? Perfect. So, the technology is not the source of distraction. The source of distraction is you. The source of distraction is you. Right? Now, again, I want you to reflect on this. How many times today, HMT stands for how many times? How many times today did you shift your attention from what you're doing? Just this question, just think from the top of the day today. You woke up and you said you would do this. And how many times did you end up shifting your attention? Over 100 times, more than 15 times, 100 maybe, many times. At least 3 times in the last 15 minutes, okay? So many times, more than 20 times, of course. Now here's the thing, right? So many times it could have happened, you have no count of it either. But here's the thing, I want you to really think through. Instead of giving me a number, I want you to really think through. I woke up in the morning and first thing is I checked my phone. Did you want to check your phone, intentionally check your phone saying, okay, I want to get something out of it, or did you check it automatically? Okay, I woke up, I started brushing. Was I holding my phone when I was brushing as well? Could be, I don't know. I went to the washroom. Was I holding my phone when I was in the washroom as well? Okay, I came back. In fact, I was supposed to talk to somebody else, but somehow I landed up on my phone. Think through that. I want you to actually think. I'm going to give you a minute to think through your entire day. Just close your eyes and look for your entire, see how many times you might have gotten distracted. Don't tell me a number actually, but just look at where are the points you got distracted. Yes? Look at all the points you got distracted. And next, in fact, as you're doing it, I want you to ask yourself, did I realize it? Did I realize that I was getting distracted? That is a bigger question. Yes or no? Did I realize that I was distracted? Not at all. Not for a single second, Swastik. I didn't realize it at all. In fact, how many of you are actually looking through your day for the first time and looking at the number of points you got distracted for time in your life? Yes. It felt like somebody else was controlling me as I was thinking through this Swastik. Yeah? Did you realize that most of your day is happening without you realizing it? How many of you see a problem with this? Somebody else or something else is controlling you and you don't even know that is controlling you. Yes? It's making sense? Perfect. Pay attention to this. See, we're going to go very, very in depth. in the next 3 days. Couple of conditions. One is you can't ask me what time the session is ending. Second, you can't ask me for a dinner break. Yes. The thing is, we end the session when I'm done. But my idea is to make sure that I give you everything in detail so that you can practically understand this, realize this, and take it to completion. Does that sound good? Yeah. That being said, as I'm teaching you, feel free to eat. That's not a problem, right? But don't ask me to stop and tell you stuff again, because I don't have the time for that. But pay attention to me. Sounds good? Now, here's the thing. Everything in life is a habit, right? So essentially, you are your habit. This is exactly who you are. You are exactly your habit, right? And you need to know this. And habits, whichever it is, good or bad for that matter, habits are formed through what? Are formed through consistency. Yes, habits are formed through consistency, which means you keep repeating it over and over again. It makes a habit. You've been waking up every day and brushing your teeth. Now it is a habit, which means you naturally go to your brush. You don't think how much paste, how much brush. You don't think how much time I should brush. You wake up. You don't think if I should brush or not. It is an automated process. So any habit for that matter is an automated process. Is this making sense? And habits are formed through consistency. Yes. Now, the thing is, consistency requires what? Requires self-discipline. Consistency requires self-discipline. And now let me ask you, few of you might be able to answer this. What is self-discipline? What is self-discipline? What is self-discipline? Perfect. Self-discipline is the power to say no. What does that mean? It means that, let's say, you have started an important task, all right? And then there is a distraction. You saying no to this distraction. This is self-discipline. How many should agree with me on this? You are on your fitness journey. The distraction is a pakoda. You saying no to the pakoda and saying yes to something healthier. Would you agree this exactly is self-discipline? Yes or no? And it is in every aspect of life. It could be your health, your wealth. For example, you have started your business. You started focusing in one direction. Now there are multiple opportunities that come. A lot of people tell you this is the best business to start. This is the right thing to do. That is the right thing to do. You saying no to all the multiple ways of doing things or multiple businesses you could do and saying yes to continuously doing what you're doing, that is self-discipline. How many should agree? Yes, this is your wealth. Yes or no? Relationships. I have a lot of students who are attending the session. I have a lot of senior people attending the session. I have a lot of married, unmarried people attending. But either ways, once you get into a relationship, you are committed to another person. And as you go through lives, you are going to be tempted by a lot of people. Sexually, emotionally, in whatever ways, you are going to have distractions in the form of the other people. Self-discipline is saying no to the distraction and saying yes to the commitment that you already made. How many should agree with me on this? This is what leads to a good marriage. Hello. This is what leads to a good relationship. Yes or no? So in any aspect of your life, if you lose focus, your game is over. So your ability to say no dictates a lot of things in life. Is this making sense? Yes. So, I'll give you the first rule of 10x focus. This is 10x focus rule number 1, right? The rule is do what you say you will. 10x rule number 1 is do what you say you will, which means if you tell yourself that I'm going to start working out, go start working out. If you tell anybody that I'm eating healthy this week, don't make commitments where you say I'm going to eat healthy for the rest of my life, because that's not going to happen. Don't make commitments that says I'm going to take on a challenge for 90 days, I'm not going to eat healthy. 90 days I am going to eat healthy. It's unlikely. If you've never done it for one day, it's unlikely that you'll do it for 90 days. If you've never done it for a single day, tell yourself, or anybody else for that matter, saying today, no matter what comes in, I am going to eat healthy. And then the rule is do what you say you will. Is this making sense? Same thing with wealth, same thing with relationships. If you are committed, if you're married to someone, you have taken an oath at the point of marriage that I promise to stay with you through thicks and thins till death do us apart. In whatever language you could have said it. It's a commitment that you've given that you're going to be with the other person till death does you apart. Commit to that. Do what you said you will do. Hello? Is this making sense? That's the first rule. Now Swastik, but this is a very basic rule. Yeah, everybody says do what you say you will. But today we're going to go deeper into it. When you say do what you say you will, you have to understand a couple of things. The first thing is, should you say less or should you say more? What do you think? Should you say less or should you say more? Should say less. Yes or no? How many of you perhaps feel like, Swastik, right now I've actually been saying more? How many of you think this is happening in your life? And here's the thing, here's the definition of more. If you're saying two things and you're only doing one thing, you're still saying more. Hello? If you say one thing and you're not doing the one thing that you say, you're still saying more. How many of you understood the definition of more? Saying any more than what you will actually do is saying more. Hello? It's not the number. I'm not going to give you a number saying say 3 things and do 3 things. No. Whatever you say, just do that. Mind blown, bulb on, bulb on, bulb on. Is this making sense? Yes. So the first rule is, like I said, do what you say you will do. Right? Now, here, let's go deeper into this concept. Now that you've understood this, let's go a little deeper into this concept. First, let's understand what this word means. Tell me, what does distraction mean? What does distraction mean? Lose focus, repulsion, temptation, lose focus, mistraction. That's interesting. Yes. Distraction is pakoda, Swastik. Deviation from purpose, alternate ways, interruption, lose focus, losing track, stop doing what we commit to do. A lot of pakodas here. Lost Instagram. All of these are distraction. So, for you to understand the word distraction, you need to understand the word traction in the first place. Traction means, the actual meaning of the word traction is to pull. The meaning of the word traction is to pull. Now, if the meaning of traction is to pull, the meaning of distraction would be what? It would be to pull away. Yes or no? If the meaning of traction is to pull, the meaning of distraction would be to pull back or pull away, or like Rajendra says, derail. Yes, to pull away. This is the meaning of distraction. But Swastik, these definitions are fancy. What is the point of this? Good question that nobody asked. But I'll tell you. If this traction means to pull, the question comes to pull towards what? The question comes down to pull towards what? How many of you are getting this? If traction means to pull towards what? Bhavna says, towards my goal, my focus, my goal, my attraction, my commitment, my comfort zone. To pull towards what? The primary reason most people, pay attention to this again, the primary reason most people are distracted is because they have no idea what they want. Most people are distracted not because they're getting pulled in the wrong direction. Most people are distracted because there is nothing for traction to happen. If you're driving a car, the road, yes, and the tire, because of the friction, that's traction and that pulls you forward. Hello. While you're driving in your car, rain, the water, that is the distraction. If you know that you want to go forward, but for a parked car, rain is not a distraction. How many of you would agree with me on this? Rain is only a distraction for somebody who has decided that he wants to go ahead. But rain is not a distraction for a parked car. Wow, bulb on moment. Most people don't get traction in life because they don't know what they want. They think they know what they want. Yes, they feel they know what they want, but they don't know what they want. If I were to give you an example, let me ask you, what do you want? What do you want in life? Put that in the chat box. I can give you multiple examples right here. What do you want in life? All of you are going to be cautious while answering. I want job. I want money. Most of you who said money, here's one thing that I can guarantee you. If you did get money today for whatever reason, in less than a year, you will lose it all. This is not me saying it. This is statistics. Most of the people who won in Kaun Banega Crorepati, they've come back to their original state in under a year. How many of you think that's not a coincidence, but that's a default? Hello. It's not a coincidence. It would be a coincidence if it happened to one person or two people. But if most of the people who won it, if they went back to their natural state, it's just because they thought they wanted money, but that's not what they wanted. Few people, when they got the money, they started giving it away to random people because they thought that's how they get appreciation. And they lost all of it, while their original intention was, I want money. Yes, most people, they don't know what they want. It's very vague. Why do you want money? And again, when few people are going to give me some number now, Swastik, I want 15 crores. And if I were to ask you, what are you going to do with 15 crores? You have no idea. You just have a thought that I want 15 crores. Because if you really did want 15 crores, here's the path of you really wanting 15 crores. You would make a decision that you want 15 crores. Then you would create a path towards your 15 crores. Perhaps you would have already set aside 15, 30, 50, 60 lakhs aside. and you already have very clear numbers on how this is going to grow, and you already have numbers on how you're going to make this appreciate, this is when you know that you want 15 crores and you want it for sure. Is this making sense? Hand to your heart. How many of you just realized, I actually don't know what I want? It is fine if you don't know what you want. I'm going to help you get clarity. But if you're going to continue to lie to yourself that, Swastik, I know what I want, without a crystal clear vision, then you don't know, you're just lying to yourself. Yes. Few people know what you want. I'm glad you know what you want. Few people are saying, I don't know what I want. That's fine. I'm going to help you with that as well. But either way, the point when I ask you questions is not for you to prove me right or wrong. The point is to be honest to your own self. Make sense? Perfect. Now, so let me give you the 4-step approach. I'm going to give you a 4-step approach to 10x focus. And we are going to go through all the 4 steps right here across these 3 days. Yes? Perfect. Step number 1. Step number 1 is to get crystal clear on what you want. Yes, get crystal clear on what you want. That is step number 1. Right? And we're going to be starting that today. We're going to be doing it today itself. Now let's go to step number 2. Audit and clear your internal elements. Audit and clear the internal elements of distraction. What do these things mean? Let me briefly explain it, then we'll go deeper anyways. Audit and clear internal elements means while you sit to work or while you sit to do something, how many of you are usually plagued by worries, guilt, your thoughts, random feelings of you not wanting to do it, self-doubt? All of these thoughts keep popping up, all of these feelings keep popping up in you? Yes? What you have to do is, you have to audit it, which means you need to first become aware that it exists, and then you need to sequentially clear it. Because most of the time, the reason for you to actually check your phone is not because of the phone itself, it is because of an internal discomfort. While you were sitting, you started feeling uncomfortable with what you had to do. You're like, okay, let me check my phone. Your hand automatically goes to your phone because your brain knows that it doesn't have to think anymore. It will relieve you of that discomfort temporarily and it distracts you. Is this making sense? Bulb on moment. Yes. So, step number 2 is audit and clear your internal elements. I'll give you how to do it as well. We will be going very deep into that as well. Step number 3. Audit and clear your external elements. Audit and clear your external elements. That same thing that distract you. Simple example. If you are sitting to work in this room and if you put your phone in the other room, would you agree the odds of you wanting to go towards that phone will dip significantly? Hello. Simple. Why don't you do it?
वो रिकॉर्डिंग में लगा के गाओ तो
तो वो तो लगा के गया था, वो